Hey friends, welcome to Simply Rebecca Marie. I am Rebecca and I am here today to share with you guys 5 simple tips to make your Christmas less stressful. We all love Christmas, all of the lights, the cookies, the family, the friends, just the vibe is so great around Christmas. But it's easy to get overwhelmed if you don't start planning now. And I know that sounds crazy. We're just at the beginning of October, we still have November, and then Christmas is at the end of December, right? So you got plenty of time. But the reality is, if you haven't started some of these things yet, you might find yourself overwhelmed by the time the actual Christmas season comes and not able to enjoy it. So I'm going to share with you 5 simple tips to get you ready for Christmas starting today. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this. Okay, so tip number 1 is to get started on your Christmas cards. Whether you do them electronically, whether you do paper ones, whatever it may be, whether you just write them out, however you do it, if you do family photo ones and you want a professional photo, get that done. But honestly, guys, don't stress about what the picture looks like, because let's get real. We look at the picture, we read the updates, we read the Merry Christmas, stick it on a fridge or a card tree or whatever, and then Christmas is over, it goes in the trash, right? I personally only keep maybe 1 or 2 people's Christmas cards, and I put it in a frame that I actually would replace every year because they're family, they're not just friends. And I like to just put that little updated Christmas card in a frame every year. However, that being said, majority of them just end up in the trash. So don't worry so much about it being the perfect picture, but rather focus on just a picture showing your family and getting those cards ready. You can order from Walmart. They already have Christmas card options, or Costco are both really good, cheap places to get your Christmas cards made, and they're still great quality and lots of options, and you can do that today. You get those cards made, and then you can even go buy your Christmas stamps. They have Christmas stamps already at the post office, so grab your Christmas stamps, address, write out whatever you want to do for your Christmas cards, get them all set, so that way on December 1st, you can just take them to the post office. I like to go ahead and do that, and then I go ahead and I put them in my Christmas decorating box, so that way when I go to open it up, I have my Christmas cards there, and I'm all set, because I won't actually start decorating for Christmas until November, so this way I'll get them done now. Put that aside. One less thing to worry about when December comes, because that's all taken care of. All I have to do is drop it off at the post office. Number 2 is going to be gift buying and budgeting. If you have not started saving for Christmas, then I highly recommend you start now. Okay, so a couple ideas. You could have a cash envelope that you maybe put money in every month for saving. If you haven't done that, then definitely set some aside. However you need to do it, budget for what you're going to be spending at Christmas. Like I said, recommend starting earlier. I like to start Christmas shopping even in August, and that way I can buy maybe 1 or 2 a month and I'm not getting hit really hard right at the end. But if you're somebody who knows that you like to buy a lot on Black Friday or when there's Christmas specials, then maybe putting some cash aside in the envelope is a good idea. You can also buy gift cards if you know that you love to go to, let's say, Target or Best Buy, or if you have an idea on a gift, you can always buy a gift card and get points or whatever with those for when the time comes to spend it. Gift cards are also going to be more stocked right now, so if you like to give gift cards to certain places, you want to grab them now, because sometimes they will be out when it gets closer to Christmas because everybody's buying them. So those are a couple different ways. I also like to kind of keep a list on my phone when I hear somebody mention that they like something or that they would love to have this. It's a really good idea. Just jot that person's name down, type that up in your notes on your phone and what they like, and start planning those Christmas wish lists for the people that you're buying for this year. Maybe for somebody like teachers, or, if you do things for like your postman or whatever, your salon girl, whatever it is, if you do gifts for those kind of people, this is a good time to kind of put those together as well, because they're a little bit smaller and not as personal, and you can kind of, what you're going to do. It's not something really special for that single person, but kind of getting a jump on those things, and then just take a tote, put it all together and keep it in there for when Christmas comes. You're good to go. So that's just kind of one way that I think is a really great way to, start budgeting for buying those presents and start thinking about buying those presents. I know I've already bought presents for my family, and then I will definitely be adding more to that as it gets closer to Christmas. But I started already because I don't want to get stuck buying everybody's presents. I need a sip of water in November and December, and then you have that big spending bill at that time. And no one should be going in debt buying Christmas presents. Last year, we couldn't afford to do much of anything for our kids. And so we told them it was going to be a really small Christmas. And they were okay with that. We had other family, they got plenty between other family members and grandparents and things like that. It ended up being totally awesome. And there was no lack of presents, lack of memories made. For myself, I personally love to make memories instead of gifts. So what we used to do when the kids were little, the first week in December, we always took them to Disneyland or to Disney World before we lived here. And that was always like our big thing. I would love to do something like a Disney cruise before Christmas, after Christmas, something like that, because we're not doing that. And honestly, a Disney cruise, if you do it at the beginning of December or maybe in the beginning of January, you're gonna find that these ones departing from Port Canaveral and stuff, you can get some really, really good deals. So if you're in someplace really cold and you want to take a break from that cold and give somebody a special gift, I highly recommend doing a Disney cruise. They are so relaxing, so amazing, and it's a really great way. Let me go grab that pup while she's barking. Sorry about that. This little one wanted some attention and was barking over there. So all that being said, I actually am a Disney vacation planner. So if you are looking for somebody to help you, even if you're just looking curious, it's all free to get quotes and ideas. I know I was looking at the end of February for a 4-day out of Port Canaveral for 3 adults, since my daughter's now over 18, and 1 child, and I'm trying to say it was like right around 3,500 or something, which if you think that's for your whole family to have an amazing trip. We're local, we can drive there, so I know there's an extra cost if you're not, but that is such a great gift to give, and it's such a nice way to create memories that your kids or your family will remember forever, because I can tell you most kids don't remember what you got them last Christmas. Unless it was something huge, right? But even then, a lot of times, like, they're like, oh yeah, I got like my gaming system, or you know what I mean? It's like, yay. But the gaming system takes away from family time, right? You know, I mean, unless you do it together. We do love doing Sonic and like racers and stuff together. But a lot of times, like, it's not creating those memories together as a family. So that being said, I personally love making memories, and whether it's something big like that or whether it's something like going and looking at Christmas lights, whatever it is, creating those memories is going to be way more important than any gift. So don't go in debt trying to find the perfect gift or spend too much money doing that. So sorry, that one went on a lot longer than I planned. Okay, number 3 is going to be wrapping and homemade touches. So for our family, we decided last year that we were going to start using Trader Joe bags to wrap this year. My daughter ended up wrapping the presents that she got everybody in Trader Joe's bags and did beautiful art on it, and it was so pretty. And we said, you know what, next year we should just do that. Let's go like budget friendly green and do just the Trader Joe's paper bags. I have the reusable bags, but I haven't been bringing them to Trader Joe's because I'm stocking up on my paper bags to use for wrapping this year. But if that's not something you want to do, then make sure you grab that wrapping paper now and those bows and the tape and the scissors, and set that aside so that you can start having that ready to start wrapping as presents come in the door, versus being stuck with doing it all, at the end of the night. So that's just another great tip for, you know, getting that ready. I know I bought my wrapping paper and my scissors yesterday at Costco. Not my wrapping paper, my tape and scissors, and a set of scissors yesterday at Costco, because they have them all there and you can pick them out. Another fun thing that we've done in the past when we weren't doing Trader Joe's when our kids were little, we would allow each child to pick out a roll of wrapping paper at like Target or Dollar Tree or wherever. And so like they would pick out whatever theme they want. And that made it really easy too, because then when we were wrapping, we knew like all of Mika's presents were in this wrapping. You just left my lap and now you want more attention? Come back here. Silly girl. It kept it really nice and easy, so we knew who's went to who. So just make sure you get all that stuff and make sure you do that. Like I said, you can add personal touches and things like that. I know some people like to make homemade ornaments, and you can attach those to the package, and that always looks really pretty. But all of those things take time. And again, they're a great way to create memories with your family if you do it together. If you have younger kids, making little handprints, like things like that can be really cute for those family members. And just something that, you know, adds a special touch, if that's something you're into. Maybe you're just into the ribbon and bows, tie it up, be done with it. That's great too. But if you like to add those things, great personal touches and, you know, special things, you got to start a little bit earlier. So And if not, then just make sure you got all the ribbon and bows. Number 4 is decorating and DIY projects. If you have any DIY projects that you want to do, maybe you're looking at doing different, making a homemade wreath. I gotta go grab that pup again. This is what it's like having a house full of dogs. We have 6 dogs, and this little lady wants all my attention. Such a little trick, but she won't come to me. She wants me to come to her. She's spoiled. But if you like to do different kind of things for decorating, any homemade ornaments or crafts, or maybe you have an idea that you want to do, I definitely recommend starting early. My mom was huge on making homemade gifts, and that was always something that she passed on to me. It wasn't about the price, it was about the thought. And I know people say that, it's the thought that matters, it's the thought counts. But I grew up with that mentality, and I love it. Okay, I think my most prized gifts that I have are the ones that were like small homemade gifts, or like we had a neighbor lady who would always buy us an ornament every year, and I absolutely loved that. And we started that with some family friends. We would buy their kids ornaments every year, and they just didn't care, and that was kind of sad because I was like, it meant so much to me growing up. I'm sure when I was little I was probably like, oh, whatever. I don't really remember how I responded, but as I got older, I would look forward to it. And I still, when I decorate my tree and I see those cute ornaments from sweet little Mary Ann, it was the old lady that lived behind my grandma, and she brought us every year an ornament. It was a beautiful Hallmark one, and I still cherish those when I put up my tree every year. And I love passing that on. Like our neighbor has a young boy, and so like we bought him an ornament, and that's kind of been something that we've kind of like done with families that have young kids, is buy ornaments, because I just think it's really special, when they're really close. It's just cool. So anyways, if you guys have any kind of like DIY projects or things that you want to do, or decorating, whatever it is, start spreading it out now, start working on them now, so you're not left trying to do them at the last minute and stressing out. And the last thing is going to be a holiday calendar, timeline, whatever you want to call it. Print up on Canva, Pinterest, whatever, find a calendar for December and write out, maybe even November, and start writing out what you need to do now over the next couple of months to make sure that you stay on track and you're not stressed out at the end. You can put on December 1st, we're mailing cards. On this day, set aside for baking. On this day, maybe set aside for going and looking at Christmas lights. On this night, we're going to work on our homemade project. On this night, we're going to decorate the tree. Start writing all of that out now in a calendar. So for 1, you're not stressed out. And for 2, then the family knows what's coming up, and you can kind of plan accordingly if you have holiday parties or whatever going on, and make sure that's stuck somewhere where everybody can see it, so they can know this is the plan over the next few months. With Christmas coming up, these are the things that we're going to do on these dates. And if you have other things you need to do, make sure you get it on the calendar. That way there's no chaos or stress or overbooking, things like that can happen. So I think it's a great way, like I said, to kind of keep your holiday a little less stressful. So I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. I hope that you find them helpful, and that maybe it will make your holiday a little less stressful. If you guys have any extra tips that you want to add, I'd love to see them down below, because I'm sure there's some I've missed. So I'd love to see what kind of tips you have for this holiday season to make it less stressful. So yeah, there you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, turn on that bell notification. I love sharing different tips and ideas for just easy home, whether it be menus, cooking recipes, DIYs, simple, easy things that we do around our home to just make it fun and stress-free as possible. So you guys have a beautiful, blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.